guys, thanks for coming back. We're so glad to see you today at Bisou Boutique's channel here at YouTube. And this week we're going to continue a little bit more with the lace and ribbon thing by learning to use tulle in a composition, because it can really add a lot of dimension and color to what you're doing for very little money, which is always nice. We're going to talk about making a pin, which we have not done. In fact, I haven't done brooches on YouTube for a long time, but you know, they're saying bring them brooches back, you know, which I've said different times I wish they would, because I started out making brooches and I only made brooches for a long time. But then I realized there's more to this world than brooches. And I guess everybody else realized that too, because now not too many people make brooches or wear them, but they're fun. They're really fun, and how you can make something that's chunky looking, but it's not big. So I'm going to show you that. Also, I'm going to show you a little bit about a statement. You're going to see it in a minute. Statement necklace. Spit it out, Brenda. That you can make using ribbon roses and little bits of lace and tulle, and how you stick the tulle in there and some of the lace in there to make depth and dimension. So I'm going to talk to you a little bit about a neckline on a necklace like this, which we haven't discussed that for a while. So if you've come to me in the last 3-4 years, we've not talked about that. So it'll be new and fresh, unless you're one of those that goes back to the beginning and watches all 610 videos that we have, which if you do, I don't know what to say. But every now and then it's good to make something new. So I'm going to shut up and I'm going to invite you over here so I can show you how I did it this week. Okay guys, so I'm going to show you the two cute little things I did using ribbon, lace, and trims and whatever. I seem to tend to do pinks, and so I'm going to, next time I buy this stuff, I'm going to look for something a little different, but I don't know, something about pink and like ecru together and stuff, it just calls to me, I don't know. But anyway, so I got more pink this week for you. But anyway, this, I just made a little circlet pin, and I used this base, which we have in the blanks and bases section at bisouboutique.com under basic findings. That's where you will find it, under basic findings. Okay, so under the blanks section, there's a whole bunch of different kind of blanks. Brooch blanks, I think you might look for. So anyway, so then I just took my little stray ribbons and stuff that I bought, and I just started working it, you know, like I do every assemblage project I've ever done. I've never done a lot with fabrics and trims and stuff like that. So I noticed the more I'm showing you things, I'm tending to use the same things over, because that's what I have right now. And so you would do that at home too. But I'm going to be looking for some new things. But always have pearls around. If you're going to do assemblage of any kind, have little no-hole pearls around, you know, little tiny bits. Like these little tiny resin flowers are awesome. I think I saw one that was loose. I'm going to have to fix it. Yeah, that one. I'll have to fix it. But I haven't even put a pin back on it yet. But when I do, let me just show you this. When I do, so I get the top. I got to clean up the back. You can see I got a little bit of glue back here, but that's not bad. That'll come right off. I'll put like maybe an inch size pin back. We have them. You probably don't know that because we don't do a lot of brooches, but we do have pin backs and fasteners. And there's a whole section under basic findings again at Bisou Boutique, so we do have pin backs. I'm going to put it right here. We also have some that have the bail on them, so you could use it for a pin back, or you could thread chain through it, or even more ribbon, and then wear it as a necklace. So that's kind of cool too, because that would be pretty for a little necklace piece. But yeah, all I did was I just cut up. I'll show you what I used so you'll know. You have all this stuff on the site. I use this stuff, but you know, I cut it up section by section. Right there, just cut it up. And then we do have some ribbon roses, some smaller ribbon roses. They're mixed colors. So you might have to buy a couple bags of them in order to find enough of the same colors that you want. Maybe not for this, but anyway, we have them. And then I use this stuff, which is my favorite of all time. I use this. We have this in pink and white. I don't have this ecru. I can't get it anymore. Can't find it anymore, wouldn't you know? But here's the deal. I do have white, which if you want to, you could tea dye it. Stick it in a cup of tea. Take it out and let it dry. Woohoo, now you got it. So there's that possibility with this. But I cut it up. Every little rosette I cut up and use. And then the center part, the leaf, I will cut up several ways and use it in an assemblage. And it's a nice fill. It really is. And it has those pearls on it, you know. So I use that. Let's see, did I use anything else? No, these are about the main ones that I used. So you can see how I cut it up. Here's the leaf cut up. Use this, this, and this, and then I use the flower, you know, the flowers, the ribbon roses. Okay? So that's what I use. But you can use any ribbon rose you want. You can use any color you want. You can use trims you want if you can. I think we have this trim in purple too. Javi loves purple. So I think we have it in purple too. And we have some black trims that you could cut up that might work. They don't look just like this, but you could cut them up and they might work. You know, you want something narrow and not too big. And then we have these darling, Diane just put them up yesterday, I think. These darling little, I love these. I mean, I've been carrying roses forever. Let me get this out of the way so you can see them better. I've been carrying them forever, but I've never seen them so finely molded. They look so delicate. And so you get itty bitty little ones like that. They're so good for fill. They're a little bit fussy, but I use my needle nose tweezers and pick them right up, and there you go. So, and there are different sizes in there and stuff. I love them. And they come in different colors too. I think we have a couple bags of mixed, and then we have the old kind acrylic ones that are bigger and chunkier, mixed. And then we have some of these new little ones now. So we're just loading the site up with all kinds of things for work like this. So go on over and have a look. And don't forget, we have coupons, discount coupons that are permanent. So they're on the front of the site. You'll see them in the pink sliding bar. They're right there. So, and if you can't find them, write to us before you check out, and we will tell them to you. But they're right there. Okay? So I just made my little pin. That's a nice little pin. That's a nice size. You know, everything I always made in a pin was like huge. Big honking thing. But let's face it, the only time you can wear a large pin is in winter by putting it on a real heavy jacket or a coat. Because you don't want to put it on a, you know, silky blouse. It'll tear a hole in it. But this, you could get by with it. Like, for example, I don't know, you probably saw my vest. Get over here and I'll take it off. I'm over here trying to pull it. I'll take it off and show you. Isn't this the prettiest thing? I just got this the other day. I love it. Anyways, see my hair's all over it. But see, even though this is more fallish, muted colors, this doesn't not go. It doesn't. It's not perfect, but it doesn't not go. I mean, I could put on, hey, the whole look, with especially with my splashy shirt and this, and then I've got a necklace that I made the other week out of these little bits and parts. So I look like a real gypsy today. But anyways, that's okay because I love gypsy look. Gypsy spirit, love it. So that's, you know, you have to pin it on something that is a little bit heavier, because it's not going to work too good for you, otherwise it'll tear holes in it. But that's the thing, you can get the pin back with the bail, and voila. Sometimes you can wear it for a pin back, sometimes you can put it on a ribbon or on a chain. So we do have those pin backs and fasteners. Because where you want to find it is under basic jewelry findings in a nav bar that goes straight across. And when you click the drop down on that, click on basic jewelry findings, there is a whole world of stuff under there. A lot of times people don't really know how to look for stuff. Just start clicking around. You won't believe how much stuff is on there. And it's not hard to find, really it's not. Okay, so you could do that. I want to show you that. And again, that base for the back of it, if you like that, and you want to have kind of an open center, is on the brooches blanks. But you could make it on any kind of beige you want. In fact, I'm going to tell you this little trick. If you don't want to put it on metal, okay, you have to have something with some substance. Years ago, maybe 10, 12 years ago, I did a video on paper roses and putting them on a substrate that looks kind of like this one that I used. You know, I use this one all the time. You guys have seen it. See, I didn't even sign or clean it up yet. Not too bad, though. Not a lot of glue hanging out. That's not too bad for me. But anyways, you could take and trace this out on a piece of chipboard, or what some people might call grunge board. I don't think we have chipboard at the site anymore. But if you want some, if you put an order in, you can just ask me, give me a piece of chipboard so I can play with it, because I know I have it in my stuff and I've got a good bit of it. So, but chipboard, you can just cut it out, and then you could decoupage over the back. Like maybe put some tissue decoupage in the back to make it pretty and give it more substance, and then you can go to the front of it. So that's another thought. If you don't want to put it on a necklace base that's brass, I like it because it has a lot of substance, but you don't have to. I mean, just improvise a little bit. You know, if you have some leftover cardboard or something that's not entirely ugly and that's got some heft to it, you could use that too, you know. So there are some recycled things that I don't have a problem using in jewelry craft, you know. Like a lot of people make stuff out of broken jewelry. Well, if it's broke already, okay, fine. You know, and it's yours, it's your jewelry anyway. But if it's not, and you go around and you buy rhinestone brooches just to break them up, well, you need to know what you have before you start. Because a lot of people have broken very, very valuable jewelry pieces they could have got $100, $200, $300 for. No kidding, really. Because they weren't careful, and that's the problem I have with repurposing old jewelry. Too many people don't know what they have, and they're losing collectible pieces that other people, collectors who want them, would easily buy online, or it just shows no respect for the old designers. That's me. I'm a designer. I have a lot of respect for them. My point, my opinion, it's your jewelry, so we don't have to have an argument about it. You can just disagree with me. I hope I'm loud enough so you can hear me, because I have a hard time keeping my voice up. But anyway, yeah. So there's that. Okay, so now I'm going to talk to you about what's wrong with this piece, because there's a lot of things wrong with it. And I don't know if you can see them or not, but I want to say so much wrong as I just don't like it. It's not optimum. Okay, so one thing that's real simple to talk to you about is optimum. Is that showing? Is this in the right place? Okay. Is this chain. This is some inexpensive chain, beaded chain. I like it. I use it a lot. We have it in a lot of different colors. We have a lot of pearl chain, crystal chain like that right now. I have some midnight blue, dark colored chain like that. A lot of kinds of brass chain like that. So you can check at the site, and also at our Etsy, you'll probably find it. And our prices are real, real good. So you could use it. It's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But I'm telling you what, I went to so much effort making this. It's got heft to it. So if I use a tiny little chain like this, I could have done so much better if I had used something with substance. Let's just say, what if? I'm just going to move this chain out of the picture a little bit. So I made two little sections. See, this isn't huge. These are not huge beads. But if you did a neckline with maybe some costume pearls, plastic pearls, And these are lampwork glass. They're very special. They've got little roses in them. I don't have any, I don't think, for sale now. I did have a whole lot of them at Etsy, but I think they've been purchased and I need to get more. But anyway, this is a good option if you have some or something like it. It could be any bead you have that you think looks good with it. Why not string it up that way? Now, I always do the sections on wire because it's easier for me. I'm not a bead stringer. I should probably get more in the, in the groove of doing that, but sometimes, you get that crimp on the end and it shows and I can't stand it. I know there's a way to do it so that doesn't show, but I'm just not so much adept at that. Probably there are any number of you out there who are, but it's easy to learn. I just haven't because I've done this style, segmented check style beading like this for years and years and years, so that's the way I go. But anyway, so you could do these little sections, and you'd probably need to get this all the way around your neck. These pieces are a little bit long, actually. You don't want to make this piece so it's hanging halfway down your chest. When I used to make them years and years ago, when I first started making a lot of them, I made them hanging way down, and they did not look good that way. People bought them like crazy because I've never seen anything like it, except for a few designers back then. But, it just didn't flatter. So nowadays, when I make some of this type stuff, I tend to make the chain shorter, or I'll make it very adjustable so you can catch it up. Like the necklace that I have on, I don't know if you noticed it. It is not a long necklace, but it's longer than it appears here, and that's because I have it caught up. See, when you do segmented beading, you've got a place where you can hook it anywhere in here and adjust it, make it any length. So I don't like to make it too long. I don't like the whole thing to be bigger than 18 to 20 inches at the most. So that's what I'll go for when I make these. So these are like a little bit over an inch maybe. So I'll probably have to do like 5 on each side maybe. I don't know. Something like that. I don't know. I have to work it out. But won't be a whole lot. Anyway, this is too long. Anyways. And when you make the necklace length, just to tell you, in case you make things like this and you want to sell them at your Etsy or other stores, you got to remember when you're doing the length of the piece, you've got to include this part too. This is part of it. So this is a good 4.5 inches here. So till you put your chain on, you need only 14, 15 inches maybe a little bit more. That's it. You don't need that much. So it makes it more economical to use less chain as well. Okay, so now the other thing that I wanted to mention to you is when you do glue things down, you will have to go back over the piece again, of course, to see if you have some cleanup. There's a little bit of cleanup here. But sometimes, too, I might have to turn this to face me. There's a piece in here that was really not glued down real good. I think it's this. Yeah. See that? I kind of got a star of bond there, so it needs more glue in there. So you have to check it. And with these pieces that are kind of like, filigree lace, so to speak, you have to be careful where you put the glue because you don't want it hanging out everywhere, But you can make it hang a little bit. Most of these other ones are really good and solid, really good. That one is not. So I would take in, let's see what I've got under here to glue to. Yeah, glue it really good up in here and in here really good. And when I put my tool in there, press it in really good. Now I'm going to show you how to do the tool on this. It's real simple, but it might be a new concept for you. So I'm going to just show you how I do it. Okay? I've never used a whole lot of tool either, but I notice that a lot of people are using it in this type of jewelry making. So I thought, well, it's not expensive. Let me get some and experiment. So I've got a little square of it cut here, maybe 2 inch by 2 inch, maybe. But then
you can do it.
Smaller pieces like this long. Maybe this a little bit chunkier, a little bit. So forth. So I've got different sizes. Okay. And I can choose. If I want to go cut some more, it's no big deal. This stuff is really, really inexpensive. But what I do to get it to go into a spot where I want it is I take it and I'm going to twist it in a bow, just like this, real tight. And if I get one side bigger than the other, it really doesn't matter. You'll see because of the way I put it. Okay, now that's not going to hold all by itself. So you'll have to put, like I did here, a little dot of glue in there first. Maybe even a little bit on that. And then you take it in. This won't stay because I'm not gluing it, but I'm going to show you how. Tuck it in there, kind of like that. And then you'll take a pointer or whatever and just push it in there. And that wouldn't be bad if I did a double. Actually, maybe I will. Just so I can show you exactly how. Let's see which one of these glue bottles is still working. I've got them kind of used up. You know, I was really sorry to find out I ordered those little tiny bottles of E6000. A lot of people like to use them. They're not the most economical way to use E6000, but they're just right for a small job. Some people just prefer that. But they don't have them anymore. I don't know why that is. I'll have to call my sales rep and ask her. But anyways, that's that deal. Okay, so I'm just going to put a little bit in here, just a little blurb in here. You see how I did it? Okay, that should be enough. Then I don't have to put any more glue. So I'm going to twist that again, and I'll take that, and where did I put that thing? Okay, there it is. And I'll just stick it in there. See that? I'm just pushing it in there. Now I've got a nice little fluff. And if I think that's too much, let me look at it. It might be. I could trim it a little bit. And then I noticed too when I made this, because I did it at the last minute, of course, this is too long. You don't want it hanging out real long on the sides. It'll scratch you, you won't like it, whatever. So I'm just going to take it, and it cuts really, just be careful you're not getting something in it that, you don't want to cut. Just trim it up a little bit. Yeah, that's pretty good. It's sticking up a little bit too much. I don't like too much stuff sticking up in the neckline, the top of the neckline, because when you make these pieces a little shorter, you'll get pieces sticking right up in your neckline. You're not going to like that. That's not going to be fun to wear. So try to keep things back. Like, I'm going to show you a real good example of that. I have a box of where's the hen? Oh, they open this way, okay. I have a box of brass leaves and stuff in here. Okay, this is a good one. You guys have probably seen that one before. Okay, so then sometimes people will like to do them, and they'll stick them, and they'll have it stick way up like this in there. That's not a good design. It'll be hard to keep together. You have to be strategic when you glue things together. You have to use one thing to hold another thing. So you can't just have something hanging out there, because that'll be the piece that probably won't hold. This would have to be, let's see, tucked down in there like that. Let me show you. Oh, this came out. I didn't get it. It came out with my thing that I stuck it with. You gotta be careful about that. It's fine. Okay. See what I did? Now like this, up
a little bit, yeah.
How's
There you
that?
go.
Out of it. So like that, down into the piece a little bit, it looks better. And then what you can do is you can put, I'm gonna move this a little bit. Put pearl here maybe, rhinestone, or make it all rhinestones and add a little bling to it. Maybe use crystal AB. Chaton, small one, 3mm maybe. Could be a flat back, could be point back, shallow point back. See, if you did that, that could be really pretty in there. Let me get another one and show you how that goes. I believe we have these on the website. Maybe not in every color, but we have some. So maybe you put one like that. And then maybe... So you always want to balance. So in a piece, you'll never, but usually not see me do 2. I always do 1, 3, 5, 7, whatever, those odd numbers, because that'll balance. So I would do maybe 3 of them. And I'm going to have to pick this up a little bit, but put it in, like that. This seems to be glued to something, so I'll have to, you always have to go back over a piece. Here's a good place. Lift something up, stick it in there, and glue it. There we go. Something like that, I don't know. But anyway, let me turn around and see what I think. Yeah, it's good placement, but maybe, yeah, do it underneath. Make it peek. Peeky peek. Okay, so that's a thought, too, that you could do. So there are a lot of ways you could go with it. You may even have some of these in your stash. If you have purchased things from me for a long time, you've probably purchased these before. Or if you were in our Haskell class a few years ago, you got jobs of them like this. So this is left over from the class stuff I had. And by the way, if you like Miriam Haskell jewelry, you can go in our classes and muses section, and that class is recorded, and you can purchase it for much less than it originally was. And you can use your coupons too to buy it, so that's cool. So anyway, I can't think of anything else you need to know about this, because most of you are familiar with assemblage and balance. But please, if there's something you need to know, please ask me. I respond to all comments. The only reason I would not respond to your comments is if I didn't see it, and guess what? I have a helper. Because Javi looks too.
Yeah.
She pays attention to it also. So, you have that. So I will respond. Sometimes when we have a live conversation, which we haven't for a while, but you can go ahead and ask me things during the live. But we haven't had any live ones for about a month, and we're probably not going to have them for a little bit. But anyway, right now I want to concentrate on doing this. Excuse me. I hope you've been able to hear me. My voice seems to be so far away and scratchy. But anyway, you can see the beautiful jewelry, and it's so easy to make. And none of this, guys, none of it is expensive to make. None of it. I sold 2 pieces that I made for video 2-3 times ago, maybe. I sold it on Etsy this morning. So there you go, yeah. People like this. So anyway, okay, it's been fun. Thanks for coming. And I have to say, and I should have said at the beginning, I didn't. We need you to subscribe to the channel if you've not done so already. We need you to leave a like if you liked it. And then, if at all possible, leave us a kind comment. Comments are what boost us a little bit in the ratings. When YouTube bots or whoever it is, AI or whatever, comes through and they see videos that have lots of comments underneath the description there, it'll be easy for you too, because you can just go right during even the video and make it, so you don't have to come back later. You leave me a comment. If you just say hi, that's great. It counts. So the more we get, the more people are going to get to see our videos. And I know they are, because our numbers are going up a little tiny bit. So I'm glad to see that. Because these videos are a lot of effort. They take a lot of effort out of this old girl. And so, if I'm going to make them, I want people to get benefit from them. I want them to watch them. And, hey, it doesn't hurt at all if you want to tell your friends about us. I would be delighted. Okay? So don't forget, subscribe and like and comment, please. And our website is www.bisabatiques.com, and Javi will leave a link right under the video. So you'll see it. Everything I used came from there. So thank you so much for coming, and we will see you next week.
Hi.